guys. Evening. We are back. Guys, is Szoboszlai the best midfielder in the country at this moment in time? Do Liverpool have the second best squad in the country at this moment in time? What can our season be this season? We're going to talk about that right now. Guys, good evening. Welcome everyone in. Big up to everyone who's just watching me over on the Gales channel right now, and I'm just giving it Jade, a Spurs fan, telling him how we'll go watch for them on Saturday. Should be fun. But guys, we've got a lot to talk about, everything about Liverpool Football Club, and to join me on this debate today, we've got Cal from Coffish. My man, Cal, how you doing?
Not too bad, brother. Lovely having you back. Thanks for having me on as well.
Thanks, man. No worries. And big up the chat.
Sorry, before we get into it, can I ask you a question? I wanted to ask you this for ages, and I always forget to ask, but now I'm on. You know your theme song?
Yeah.
It's got a very late 80s/90s wrestling theme. Is that on purpose, or is it just like coincidence?
No, of course it's on purpose. Everything I do is on purpose. Everything I do is on purpose.
It just brings back nostalgia.
I live in that era, man. I love that era. Yeah.
What's his name? Is it something Johnston used to make all the music?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jack Johnson, I think his name was. Yeah.
Something Johnston.
Yeah, he used to do all that.
Thanks for having me, bro.
No worries, man. No worries. It's gonna be a good one. We've got a lot to talk about today, guys. We're going to talk about Szoboszlai in a bit. I've got some things to say about him. I know I've put Szoboszlai the best midfielder in the league, and everyone's going at me about Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri straight away. I'm going to tell you why I think that's wrong. We're also going to talk about Liverpool maybe having the second best squad in the league at the moment, and I'm going to go over why I think that. But before we go get to that, we're going to talk about the League Cup last night. I didn't do my Jim Johnson. That's it, Trudon. Big up.
That's
Jim
it.
Johnson. There you go.
That's just so
someone always knows. Big up, Trudon. We're going to talk about the League Cup. I didn't do a match reaction last night, so I thought I'd do it with Cal right here. Cal, what did you think of the game? Did you enjoy it first? Because I did the watch along for it, and even when we were 1-0 down, yet again, the way we go down, but I just felt like that game could have been 9-1.
Yeah.
I never felt worried at all in that whole match. I just thought, what I did feel about the game is we were just untidy. That's all I kept saying about it. We're just untidy.
Yeah, it's weird because barring Newcastle, every team we've gone down against, I felt confident that we were going to get back in, but I've just been frustrated that we've gone down a goal. Now, in the other games, I feel like we played badly and went a goal down. I don't think we played badly yesterday in the first half, or to go down. As you said, untidy, a little bit scrappy. But I don't think we were rubbish. But they scored a good goal, good counter-attack. But if anything, you might want to go the other way and say we're a bit silly in front of goal yesterday. As you said, it could have been 8-9-1, and that still wouldn't have flattered Liverpool. So for me, even though we're winning games, there's still room for improvement. But that's a perfect position to be in. If you're winning games and there's still room to improve, then you're laughing. If you're losing games, you're not laughing. If you're winning games and you know you can still take it up a level, then life's good. So hopefully we stop conceding the first goal, because on the other, all the other metrics and stuff, we're doing really well. And if I'm not mistaken, we haven't conceded past the hour mark.
No.
Conceding the second half of a game all season, if I'm not mistaken. So things like that, that's a fantastic foundation. But if we can just make sure we don't concede the first goal and we can really put teams to bed, I think it has a knock-on effect, because it gives the team more confidence. It allows Klopp to make subs earlier in games without less pressure on those subs coming on as well, which allows more players to have more rest, more rhythm in the players, more people getting game time and match fitness. So when you get to the business end of the season, anyone who you call upon should be ready and willing to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Big up the super chat from our man here. Coppish and Jamie Phillips, the best combo for Liverpool YouTube streaming.
Big up, man.
Love this. You never know alone. Big up to you, my man. Thank you very much for the super chat. Much love to you, my friend. Yeah, it's weird the way, like, I've been on the Gale channel today, and they're talking about like Liverpool.
I'm gonna watch that when this is finished.
They're talking about Liverpool. I was with Chest. You would have been.
You and the gal would have been absolute comedy. I'm definitely watching that when I get a chance.
Everyone keeps talking about the chances Liverpool give up to teams, and that is true. I don't think it's ever really changed that much under Jurgen Klopp. I remember when we won the Premier League, we were going goals down all the time. It's the way we play. It's just that high reward scenario that we play with. We play with grit. But what it is, and I keep telling everyone this, if you go back and watch 90-minute games of Liverpool, they usually give up a couple of chances early in the game, and then that's usually it. You know, and what's happening is, I think, with opposition teams, they know they can get an opportunity against Liverpool because of the risk that Liverpool play with. But they also know in the back of their mind, if they don't finish them chances, then them chances not going to come again all game. And at the end and then Liverpool are killers up top. And I think that's why it's not a coincidence. A lot of teams miss their opportunities against us a lot of the time, because they got it in the back of their mind that we've got to score this because we're not going to get many more opportunities. And they got killers up top that, you know, Salah's not going to be quiet for 90. Diaz, Darwin, Jota, Gakpo, Szoboszlai. How much we meant to keep all them quiet for 90? Yeah. So I think it's not part of the way I don't think Klopp's doing it on purpose, but I just think it's the way we play. It's never going to change, in my opinion. We play with risk because Klopp sees more reward playing that way. And I think when we play it properly and we've got our best team and we're settled as a side, I don't mind us playing that way because I'm very confident that we're going to win games. But the Leicester one, that they scored early because, you know, Tsimikas, who I thought had a really weird game last night. Because
he's having a really weird season.
His set pieces are fantastic and his crossing is excellent. But apart from that, everything else he does is pretty weak.
At the moment, it is, yeah.
He's a weird kind of player. And I was happy that he was playing against Leicester because just signed that new contract. So I thought, he's going to be buzzing and all that. And in the first 2 minutes, he goes down really softly and he's like, no, that's where Liverpool had trouble, because when we play this risky football, if we lose it in positions like that, that's where the opposition get their reward. And I think we're going to have to close that down as the season goes on, ain't we? Just to take less risk in our game at the back, maybe. But I don't see it happening. I don't know about you.
So I agree with absolutely everything you just said there. Where I will side with the team, though, is if you think about it, I might be mistaken here, but we haven't had a settled back four since the season started.
Chris Pratt don't like.
Yeah. Definitely. We haven't had a settled back four, which,
no, exactly.
If you look at when Klopp's been at his best, we have had a settled back four, or at least three of the back four. We haven't had nothing settled so far this season. So maybe that's fed into it, but also the midfield's brand new as well. So we are going to have cohesion issues. We're going to have some teething issues, which is, and again, I don't want to go too far because I know you got a good show lined up, but it's why I'm not sticking my neck out and saying, lead this season, because it's a lot of gelling to do in one summer and 1 year. And look, it's not impossible, especially if City start having a bad season, then we are in pole position along with Arsenal to capitalise. So let's make no bones about. But again, how likely is it City are just going to have a crap season? It's not very likely.
Well, I'm going to get to City later because I've got a few. I don't think it's as clear as people might think. Yeah, I've got something.
You're on your bag tonight. Yeah, all right. I see.
I always do it to myself. Can't help it. But yeah, I enjoyed the game last night for what it was, actually. I thought Liverpool were dominant the whole time. I think Liverpool, as you're saying, with their finishing last night, I actually think they were taking a mick a little bit, and that pees me off sometimes because I think it's Leicester, they go score. And I think the players felt like that sometimes. And that irritated me a little bit because just slow it down, take your time. You got to finish these chances. Few people that started that don't usually start, I was impressed with. Again, Kwanzaa. I mean, he's baby Virgil. He's really impressive, ain't he? Look, when I saw him in pre-season, I'm like, does he have a career at Liverpool? I don't know. I'm not sure he does. And then he plays, and I'm like, bloody hell, you know what? He's quick. He's strong. And you know what? He's intelligent.
Exactly.
He's got good football IQ already for his age as a defender. And sometimes I look at, exactly. I mean, look, his assist last night, and he's very good defending in them wide areas.
Yeah.
He's very comfortable going out in them wide areas, as we saw last night, and winning the ball back. I like his football IQ at defending for his age as well. Because sometimes with Konate, my thing with Konate, sometimes I think he's a tremendous defender. And he's got a high ceiling. He can be what he wants as a centre back. But sometimes I feel like Konate has a moment where he just wants to bully the attacker instead of trying to win the ball. Sometimes that causes him to have a mistake here and there. But I think the Kwanzaa coming through, does that mean Liverpool don't need to buy a centre-back in January?
I knew this was coming.
And just buy a defensive midfield. So if you're Jurgen Klopp right now and you're watching Kwanzaa play and you're thinking, Jesus. He's all right.
I'm greedy, Jay. I'm greedy. So I'm still going to ask for another centre-back. But the reason I'm going to ask for one is the same reason I'd ask for another winger. As much as I have faith in Ben Doak, as much as I have faith in Kwanzaa to have a bright future, let's make sure they have a future rather than throw them in now and then potentially stunt their growth. I think when it comes to youth players, and I think as much as you might say about Guardiola, I think Guardiola's got the blueprint down to a T. When you look at someone like a Foden or a Rico Lewis, give them game times here and there, but also make sure they know that there's a pecking order and these are the players you learn from as well. Phil Foden had David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Gundogan, all these phenomenal players, Fernandinho, all these phenomenal players he could look at in training every day. He knows if he's on the pitch that he's got them to back him up. I kind of want the same for Kwanzaa, but I also do feel as though, again, don't want to put it into the atmosphere, but if Virgil gets an injury or a long-term suspension or, I don't know, something happens with his form, I want someone to come in and ideally a left-footed centre-back who can potentially cover left-back as well if needed. And Kwanzaa's of an age where we don't need to register him at the moment. So why not take advantage of that, get another centre-back in, and then that way, if Matip does leave in the summer, then at least, in an ideal world, we get someone in January. If Matip leaves in the summer, at least that player has had 5-6 months of gelling in with the squad before Matip leaves. And then if need be, then you're back down to your 4/5, but depending on where you're going to play Joey.
I agree with you. The way I'm looking at it right now, I said this on my video the other day and got killed for it. I think Klopp's Matip. I think Klopp's Matip and Virgil is his partnership still.
Oh,
I think Klopp still sees it. I think Klopp sees a fit and better Matip still was the perfect partner for Virgil van Dijk in the Premier League. And that's why Konate played yesterday. So I don't know if Konate's going to play Saturday. Matip was rested. Virgil was rested. I just see them two playing Saturday.
That's a tough one. Against Son, Gomez, that's a risk.
Yeah, I know, but I think he just trusts Matip. I think Matip signs a new deal as well.
He might.
I think Matip signs a new deal.
I would. Here's the thing: for another season, I'd give Matip a 1-year extension if it means we still get another centre back. I'd do it.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the perfect Virgil van Dijk replacement. I think that's what the club are trying to do.
Maybe.
I think they're looking. I think they might give Matip another year, so they know he's a good defender. As long as he's injury free, he will do well for Liverpool. Give him a year extension. It makes sense in a way. Gomez, to his credit, has not put a foot wrong since he came on against Newcastle.
One sec, bro.
I think he's been really good. And then you've got Konate, who's got a really high ceiling. So I think Liverpool are really looking for that Virgil replacement, and they're looking for the right defender. They don't want to go and get anybody. So I think that's what they're really looking at right now. I think they want Colwill. I think they see Colwill as Virgil's replacement long term.
I was just going to say what Chris said in the comments. I actually think Konate is the long term Virgil. I just think we need another centre back. I think if we're going to do the inverted system.
Oh, there you go. Don't worry, Cal will be right back. It's StreamYard keeps knocking him out. While we're waiting for Cal, big up John Conway says, big up Jamie and Callum. Nice to see you back, Jamie. Scored 3 goals, scored 3 great goals last night. Yeah, big up John Conway. And big up Keno, becoming a member. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, if we're going to do the inverted system and we're going to have that flexibility to have 3 at the back or change the way we play, a left-footed centre-back, I think, takes us to a whole nother level. Like and again, I have to use City because they are the yardstick. You have to measure yourself by them.
Of course.
It's not a coincidence that they've got Ake and Gvardiol. Like they could have gone out and got any centre-back in the world, and they chose those ones in particular because they've got Diaz, they've got Stones, they've got Akanji. It allows them to have that flexibility. And I think we get a left-footed centre-back, takes us to another level. Yeah, I saw his disciplinary record last season. It was kind of mad, but he's a good player. I
think Liverpool are very high on him. They're very high on him.
And look, if he's the guy, I'm good with it because from what I've seen of him, he looks very good. Very good.
He does. There's no doubt about that. Let's talk about one more player before we go into the main subject. Wataru Endo.
Yes.
I was happy for him last night. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I was really happy for him. I thought he had a good game. He done what I just want my DM to do: get stuck in, win the balls. If you have to foul, you foul, and then you just give it simple. You make yourself an option in midfield as well to receive the ball. You just keep it simple. Give it to the better ball playing footballers, and just if you need a foul. If you can win the ball back like he did a few times, his interceptions are really good. That's all I want him to do. I'm not looking to be Rodri or anything like. I'm really not, because the way we're set up is different to the way City play in their midfield.
Yeah.
We set up differently, and if Endo can, I think he's taken his coming to English football. He's been a bit hard on him. He's older in age, and everything's a bit quick for him right now, and he's taking his time. I know people were saying Klopp hates him already because he ain't playing him. I think Klopp's not playing him for a reason.
Yeah.
I think he's setting his head into
loves the guy.
We've all got to remember when Fabinho first came, his first game was disastrous. And then Klopp took him out of the team completely for a while. And then he slowly and greatly put him into the side, and he got better and better. I'm not saying Endo's going to get to that level, obviously, but what I saw from him in Leicester, no, he's not going to be. We need a better DM, don't get me wrong, but we get a better DM, say in January, or even in next summer now, we're going to get a really good world-class DM. Wataru Endo is that veteran kind of defensive midfielder. For me, he's a good second choice. If I look at him and Calvin Phillips at the moment for City, say, Calvin Phillips a few years ago was tremendous, but it looks like everything's caught up with him injury-wise.
Yeah.
I'd probably prefer Wataru Endo right now. In the way we play as a football club, anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Cal?
No, I agree. So with Endo, I thought he was the man of the match for us last night, if I'm going to be honest. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But I am going to keep that same energy as yourself. I do still think we need to and can improve upon his position. That being said, I don't think that means he's crap. I know anyone who watches Coppish will know my reaction when we first signed him. And I'm not going to apologize for that because that was my natural reaction to it. So I'm going to keep...
You cheeky little fucker.
So I think we can improve on him. And you're right. If we can go out and get I'm going to use a name like Shuameni, for example. I think we become unstoppable again.
But two Klopp wants, in my opinion.
Yeah. But until then, if Endo can do a job, if McAllister can do a job, if Bichette can do a job there, who I actually think might end up being the first choice DM this season, then we're still in a good place. And look, if Endo can come into games like yesterday in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and the Europa, and then hopefully in the future the Champions League, and take some of the weight off some of the other players in the squad, then so be it. I don't want us to go overboard, because we still have to keep it like honourable. Like it's his first good game, and it was against Leicester. But at the same time, you credit him for that game. But let's not go overboard and act like everything's all cool again, because it's not. Exactly. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Exactly. I'm just happy for him. I'm just happy. Yeah, good 90 minutes.
Plus, I want to see McAllister move further up the pitch as well.
Yeah, I mean, McAllister's being suffocated at the moment, but he's doing. But what I love about McAllister, he's just getting on with it, man.
Oh, he's a genius.
And I think he's playing well. He's doing a job. He's doing a job for the team at the moment. Yeah. He's taking his ego out of it and his individual performances, and he's doing a job for the team. And I think he's doing tremendously well. So you think how good he's doing at the moment in a position he don't really want to play. You push him 10 yards further up, you're looking at a disgustingly good player. Yeah. And, you only got to talk to Messi. Like, listen to what Messi says about him when he was at the World Cup. He was always looking for him because he knew he was going to get the ball back quick. He knew he was going to get it in the right areas and stuff like that. He's a diamond of a little player. And things are ticking along nicely with the club. It really is. And there's, some good players. But we're going to talk about this guy right now.
Oh, I love him, man.
Dominik
I love this guy.
Szoboszlai. The best looking thing that's ever come out of Hungary.
Oh, bro, if I come home and I saw Szoboszlai lying in my bed, I'd go to Iona and I'd literally say to her, I'd say, I understand. I was like, Dominik, what do you want to drink, big man? Do you want some apple juice?
I get the Danishes ready. I get the coffee press on.
Do you want some apple juice? I'll put it on ice. Do you want some apple juice, bro?
Here's my thing on it. Here's my thing on it. I'm going to pick him up already. I don't care. For me, he's the best midfielder in the league at this moment in time, and he's not the best player in the league. He's not. In my opinion, I know everyone goes on about Rodri. Was Rodri as good as Szoboszlai in his first 6 games when he was a City player?
No.
And this is what I'm saying. Kevin De Bruyne, I think, past it now. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne will be the player he was 2 or 3 years ago. I think his body's starting to run down a little bit. I think he's got great technique, and he'll always do an assist and a goal and be special. But I think his body's breaking down. I think when I look at Szoboszlai, I think he's the next superstar in this league that we talk about, the likes, like we talk about Rodri right now, like we talk about Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's got that potential. I think his ceiling's whatever he wants him to be. Look, we bought him from Leipzig, and don't forget, at Leipzig last season, he was fantastic. But people were sleeping on what he did last season as well. And what he was doing before that, before he went to Leipzig, he's been doing it, and he's captain of Hungary. And I watch him, and watch him play, we thought we were buying more of like a 10, maybe, like a clean, that creative midfielder that's further up the pitch and play out wide. He's box to box, man. He defends. I've seen him filling in fullback roles, defending. His work rate is immense. His energy levels, his stamina, his power, his athleticism, his speed, his ball striking control, his passing. It's all at the elite level, and he's young. His ceiling is so high, and that's what I mean by it. Rodri and all that obviously are better right now because of how long they've been here for. But if you go on the sample size of when they all came to the league and Szoboszlai came to the league, Szoboszlai's ceiling could be as high as theirs. And if it's as high as theirs, he could arguably be the best midfielder in this country. And that's what I mean by it, Cal.
So, Jay, I'm going to do everything in my power to not come across bias here, because Szoboszlai is at the moment in my top 5 favourite players in world football. I do think it's a bit premature. And the reason I say that is because I look at players like Basuma, Rodri, I know you've mentioned. I can't forget about KDB. I know he's injured. I can't forget about him. No, the guy has just been something else. Like, he's been the reason. He's been the difference between Liverpool and City winning the league a lot of times. Also, Odegaard, I think, has been very good for a little while as well.
Goes missing in big games, but he's been in it.
To be fair, yeah, and this is why I was steering away from saying Szoboszlai is there just yet, because the Chelsea game, he was excellent, but that Chelsea result hasn't aged well for us.
No,
it's aged really bad.
That was our third game. If that was our third game in the season,
we'd have smashed them.
Yeah,
we'd have smashed them. I need to see what he's going to be like against Spurs. And here's the thing, it's not just on him, because the rest of the team needs to do their bit as well. Like, he can't just be seen to be a one-man wrecking crew because he's wearing a number 8 shirt. We had a number 8 that did that a few years back and had to carry the team. We don't want our number 8 having to carry the team now. We want that number 8 to be the ice on the cake. But I need to see what he's like in these games. That Brighton game is going to be massive as well. Like, there's going to be times in that game where we're really under the cosh, where we don't have the ball a lot. How is he going to react when he does receive the ball after having long waves of not having the ball? And so I need to see a little bit more from Szoboszlai before I can go and put my neck out and be shameless Cal and be like,
oh, Cal, it's all right, guys. It's just Cal's computer. He'll be back in a sec. Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. What I mean by the Szoboszlai stuff, I see in the chat there. What I mean by the Szoboszlai stuff is that yes, Kevin De Bruyne is better than him right now, but Kevin De Bruyne is 31 years of age, and he should be better than Szoboszlai is right now. I'm just going back on the sample size that I've seen Szoboszlai this season, that I saw of him when I went back and watched his stuff at Leipzig, and at Salzburg, and what he has got in his locker. And I look at players that, like De Bruyne and all that, were they doing that at that age as well? And I don't think they were. And
Kevin, I think Kevin might have been at Wolfsburg.
He was at Wolfsburg.
If he was at Wolfsburg, he was
a cup of coffee, and then went to Wolfsburg, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then
he was doing the business at Wolfsburg.
He was very good at Wolfsburg, and that's where I'm saying, that's where I'm comparing it. I'm looking at this guy, and I'm thinking, geez, that you can tell a player straight away. In my opinion, I think you can look at a player. It could be 3 games they play, and you can tell. No, this ain't about his player. I remember seeing Steven Gerrard making his debut for Liverpool, coming on, this little nervous kid coming off the pitch and going,
number 28.
There's something about him, there's something about him. And then the following season, you're like, Jesus Christ. I've got that with Szoboszlai as well. And I know people were going on about the Szoboszlai, the Hungarian Gerrard and all that. I get why people are saying it, because there's a lot of similarities to the game. Power, pace. They pass similar, they shoot similar, they tackle, they're aggressive. I can see similarities in their game, but let's just hold it down a little bit.
Thank you.
Stevie's the great. Steven Gerrard and Wayne Rooney are the 2 best British footballers of all time, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And comparing anyone to them 2 as British players is very difficult, but he's got a lot in his locker for me, and I can't believe we got him for 60 mil. I know he's a buyer, but if he didn't have that clause,
he costs less than Havertz, bro.
I mean, who's your old Ralph?
We're laughing.
And he didn't even have a release clause. You're looking at £100 million midfielder right now.
No, it was a release clause. It was release.
Was it a release clause as well?
Come on, it's Schmacker, brother. It was a release clause. It had to be.
And £100 million footballer, in my opinion, if you're going to buy him tomorrow. That's what Szoboszlai is already. And it's the way he's taken to English football. It's the way he's taken to the game. It's the way he's controlling games of football in the midfield so far. I just rate the man. I just completely rate him. I think he's fantastic. I really do. Big up, man. Probably up from Miguel's channel. Big up to you. Google George Best and Gareth Bale jail. Gareth Bale. George Best. George Best was great. Don't get me wrong, but I think Wayne Rooney and Gerrard were better in my opinion. But Szoboszlai, he can be whatever he wants to be in this team, and he's our best midfielder right now.
Easily.
But talking about the midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, Cal. Right, Ryan Gravenberch. What have you thought of him so far since he's joined the club? He's got 2 assists, I think, now. Last night against Leicester.
Yeah.
Looks athletic, good on the ball carrier. What are you thinking of him?
Looking good. And I think the thing that makes me really happy about his performances so far is that we're seeing a Ryan Gravenberch who's in a brand new country and a brand new team with very little match fitness and very little fitness full stop, because he barely had a pre-season with Bayern Munich. If we're getting this out of him and this is effectively the worst version of him, then when he's at his best, we could potentially have a real gem on our hands. We're going to be in a position very soon, in my opinion, in the midfield, where we're having full-blown arguments as content creators saying who should be the starting midfield, but none of us are coming up with a rubbish combination. That is the perfect position to be in. If we're here in 6 months' time, Jay, and I go, I'm going Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Jones, and you turn around and go, I think I might have to start Gravenberch instead of Jones, and I'm going, but Jones has scored 3 and 4 and 4 assists. That's the perfect position to be in. This time last season, we knew our starting midfield, if everyone's fit, was Fabinho, Henderson, and Thiago.
That's dry, man. That's dry.
Right now, we don't know who the starting midfield is going to be. Right now, we don't know which combination Klopp's going to go for. And that's a fantastic position to be in. Whereas last season, we knew what it was going to be. We knew someone's going to skin Fabinho. Henderson's going to get the ball and just knock it down line. And Salah's going to have to run until it runs out of play. And Thiago might not make it through the first 15 minutes. Whereas now, we know Jones is there, Gravenberch is there. Harvey Elliott, say what you want about him. I'm not even going to sit here and say, like, I think he suits the system and all that. But bloody hell, Harvey Elliott's starting to shut a few people like myself up. Like, he's saying, I may not be the world-class player or the star boy, but I know my role and I know how to do it. It's all good, man. It's all good.
It is. Look,
and Pacheco and Thiago to still fully come back into the team.
Let's forget about Thiago. He don't exist. That's Thiago's gone through some portal and he just can't get home. That's not.
I just want 10 games out of him this season. That's all
I want to see. Look, Cal, I'm not being funny here. Right? I just want to see it once this season of Thiago, Szoboszlai, McAllister midfield.
Oh, don't, bro. It'll be
just
crazy.
Give me it once this season. Yeah,
it will be crazy.
It's too saucy. It might be R-rated. Look, Gravenberch, I think, is a great pickup. I really do. You know, I think it's a great bit of business by the football club. And what it shows is that, he weren't playing for Bayern Munich because maybe there was some better players in front of Gravenberch. But at the end of the day, that don't mean Gravenberch is a bad footballer.
Yeah, of course.
This is what we got to start. You know, it's not everyone, but a lot of people have that agendas that, he can't play for Bayern Munich, so why are we playing him?
Yeah.
But sometimes a player don't fit at a football club. It's just the way it is. He can be a tremendous footballer. He just don't fit at that club.
Yeah.
And you go and get him. And look, he's 21 years of age. He's hardly played any football in 12 months. And the sample size I've seen of him already, I'm like, I can understand why we bought him. He's everything Jurgen loves in a midfielder. Yeah. He's athletic. He's strong. He's got PMP. And he's a ball carrier. We've seen him drive with the ball already.
Good technique as well.
Yeah, he's got good feet. He's got quick feet as well. He can. We've seen that cross. We've seen 2 different assists from him in the wide cross first time, and that pass to Gakpo yesterday. I actually slowed it down to watch. It goes right to left foot really quickly and then into him.
He's quality,
it's a beautiful, really nice, and he's got a lot about his game, and he's going to have a great season. He really is. And then you got Harvey Elliott, as you say. Harvey Elliott, every time he comes on a sub, puts in a performance.
Yeah.
He's not going missing when he comes on.
Far from it.
And like Leicester yesterday, he weren't minding to be exceptional, but my God, is he hard working. He's a grafter.
Oh, he doesn't stop.
He doesn't stop.
He's living a dream. He's living our dream. Let's be real. He's living our dream. He's a Liverpool fan playing for Liverpool. He's living our dream.
He will never put your foot wrong for the football club. You can put everything on him, man. And he's a good squad player. I don't see anything wrong with Harvey Elliott as a great squad player. You know. And then you've got Curtis Jones, who I think is getting his flowers. And rightly so as well. Look, we've all had our thing on Curtis. I think we've all, as content creators, all spoke about Curtis Jones. Even every Liverpool fan in the pub, whatever. I think everyone's had their saying Curtis Jones. How special is this kid really? Is he just playing because he's scouts and all this stuff? And when he had that 10-11 game run last season, I think we all sat there and went, okay.
Something about him.
There is something about this kid. And then he was injured in the summer, didn't start the season. As soon as he's fit, Jurgen's plonking him in.
Yeah. Remember, he won the under-21s as well and was instrumental to that.
And he was one of the better players in the under-21s.
Yeah.
And we was after, there were some youngsters that Liverpool fans wanted to go and buy. I said Gabriel Vega and people like this that were Curtis Jones's age.
Kone, Thuram were linked.
Yeah, but Liverpool were never interested. And I believe Jurgen Klopp was never interested because I think Jurgen Klopp has a lot of faith in Curtis Jones as a footballer. And he has a lot of faith in Harvey Elliott as a footballer as well, as young guys. And Curtis gives us good balance in our midfield.
He does.
He gives us good balance. He reminds me a bit of Genie in a way. You know, the way he's quick winning the ball back. He keeps the ball really well. He can play he can play with his back to the opposition goal. He can defend the ball and he can give it. And he's got quite good technical feet, you know, quick feet as Curtis Jones. And he can pop up with a goal and an assist. And then last night he plays right back, and I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, he was good. He was.
And it's another bow to his. I think he's been excellent. Harvey Elliott. I think we've got a nice little midfield there. As you say, Thiago's not really ventured yet. Let's hope his new hip's up and running, and we see Thiago. That'd be lovely. And then Stefan, the forgotten man in a way, Cal, because he was the one we was all bigging up last season because
he was our best midfielder last season.
Because we had dropped.
He was our best.
And Stefan put his little hand up and went, and showed what he's got. And he made Fabinho sit bench.
Yeah.
You know, he was that good. He made Fab sit bench. And Klopp actually spoke about a player, which Klopp never speaks about.
Yeah.
About bad form Fab's in. And he played Stefan. And then unfortunately got his injury. So we've got a decent midfield there, Cal, and the age has come down.
All right, so let me ask you a question then, Jay. Do we need any more midfielders?
I just think we're one DM away from being almost perfect.
All right, so let's look at the depth then. Let's say, for example, all right, Klopp's dream is Tchouaméni. I'm going to drop Tchouaméni in then. That means left centre midfield. Left centre midfield, we've had McAllister, Thiago, and Jones.
Yeah.
Right centre midfield, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Elliott. That means we don't really need to touch midfield. Like, granted, some of us might not have got who we wanted and preferences. I wanted Kone. I know loads of people wanted Thuram. You might not get those two players, but let's say, for example, we went out and got a solid DM that everyone in, or say 80% of the fan base went, that's the guy. And then you've got Endo and Bišćetic as the understudies to that player as well. We could really, really be cooking.
That's all it is. It is just that DM. It is just that DM. And I don't think Klopp's looking for a certain type of DM, in my opinion.
But I was going to ask, do you think he is? Because I don't know.
In the summer, I was like, what does he want as a DM? What Klopp wants a number 6 who could just keep. I think Klopp just wants a number 6 who keeps everything simple.
I think he wants a Fabinho with athletics. He wants Tchouaméni. Like, Tchouaméni's the guy.
Tchouaméni is Fabinho with athleticism. That's what he is. And I think that's what Klopp wants. Now, I know Tchouaméni at the moment says he doesn't want Liverpool, but if he ain't going to get the games as much at Real Madrid and Liverpool will get him back to where they were and their deal could be made, I'm telling you right now, he's coming.
He's been playing this season, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, Madrid are ridiculous at the moment. They've got Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Bellingham. Bellingham's starting up front for Real Madrid right now. It's mad. But
yeah, he's playing plenty of games. I don't see him going anywhere for now.
I think Klopp's looking for the right one. We've always said this about Jurgen. He will get a filler player in if he needs to, if the filler player he feels is good enough for him. Like, Arthur last season was just not a Klopp player. That's why he never played.
Don't swear on your channel, man. Don't get the money.
And then Endo, you can tell straight away that Klopp really rates Endo because he's giving him his chances. So
But we spoke about it in the summer. Klopp
Yeah.
looked more happy signing Endo than when we were linked with
Yeah,
Caicedo and Lavia.
I've said it for a while now. I personally think Klopp wanted Lavia. That's the
Yeah.
person he wanted, but the club messed it around a little bit. I think the club were right in a way almost.
Yeah.
But I don't think Klopp wanted Caicedo. I don't think it's not that Klopp don't rate him as a player. Klopp goes on personality of the footballer a lot.
Yeah.
And he probably feels that Caicedo, would he want to play for Liverpool long enough? You know,
No,
we are stepping stone for another team. Klopp ain't going to touch that kind
He's
of player.
chasing the money. Caicedo's chasing the money.
Go for it. Get your bag, man.
Yeah. I don't have an issue
man.
with it.
Short career.
Right.
Lavia's the person he really wanted. Like.
Can I throw my agenda out then?
Go on in.
If we're not going to go and get someone like a Tchouaméni, who's his dream, Ugate's gone to PSG and started really well there, so no chance there, in my opinion. Rice is at Arsenal. Caicedo's obviously at Chelsea. Basuma's already at Tottenham. Surely do we not try and go for someone like a Kone, who might not be an out-and-out DM, but has, in my opinion,
six ability,
all the similar or same characteristics and attributes to a Basuma, who at the moment has probably been the best DM in the league so far this season. Do you not go and do that? Someone who's of a younger profile. I know he's had some injury problems, but quite a few players do at a younger age and they get over it fine. And he's not going to cost a lot. We've already got a decent relationship with his club. If from what we're led to believe, he's interested in the project at Liverpool. Is Kone not the one to go and get them?
Maybe it is. Maybe Kone was always on the radar till he got that injury in the under-21, so Liverpool just wanted to wait till January, maybe, see how he's coming back from that injury. I mean, I'm not sure. The more I think about it, the way Liverpool play, the whole midfield are like sixes and eights at the same time, ain't they? City play with more forward-thinking midfielders and then just play the Rodri as that DM, but they control the game differently to what Liverpool do. They're all about game control, in-game management, where Liverpool are about that risk-reward football. So it's a different kind of style. But Liverpool, when they were at their best, Fabinho weren't really defending on his own because Henderson would get up and down on the other side. Wijnaldum would get up and down on the other side. So he was always covered. Maybe that's what he's looking at, as you say, like a Kone or someone like that who can play as a six, but has other abilities apart from being a six.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's looking at now, because he's looking at McAllister and thinking, right, yeah, he's not a sole CDM, but if I get someone who's a bit more defensive-minded than McAllister, he's still defensively good as a midfielder. Szoboszlai is still defensively good as a midfielder. And, hey, even Thiago's good defensively as a midfielder.
Thiago's the best defensively out of all of the guys you've just mentioned.
Exactly.
We just don't see the guy.
Jones is defensively good as a midfielder. So Klopp might be looking at it like that if I can get back to that engine midfield that he always spoke about, the midfield being the engine. But this time, our engine, it's got lasers on them, firecrackers on them. We got it's just not an engine now. We've got quality. We've got creative quality in that midfield with McAllister, with Szoboszlai, even with Curtis Jones, to his credit. And Gravenberch, we've already seen it with 2 assists from him. I think I saw somewhere that our midfield has assisted and scored more in the first 6 games than our midfield did the whole of last season.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy.
And look, I've been talking about Fabinho for a while that he's dead. Go and watch him at Saudi. They're walking past him in Saudi.
Yeah, I've heard it's not looking good for him out there.
No, they're walking past him. Fabinho even dropped the Rolex a fan gave him in his hand.
Oh,
the fan gave him a Rolex like that. He dropped a Rolex in his hand, and we
burnt him out. But this is a good segue, Jay, because as much as we speak about Szoboszlai and how great he is and how great he can be, and other players, this is why I've always wanted us to have a squad full of players who can rotate. With all due respect to Salah and some of the other players who've played in the previous Klopp teams, I'm done trying to appease players and their personal accolades and glory now. Like, you see Virgil went on that run where he didn't miss a game for something like stupid long or something. I'm done with all those records. Apart from Haaland, when was the last time a Man City player topped the scoring charts?
Yeah, I mean, they.
But who tops the league?
Yeah,
who tops
the
league?
They share the goals around. Don't they?
If everything's shared around, but the team wins. With all due respect to the personalities and the personal accolades, I don't care. I support this, Joe. I support this. I don't support Salah FC. I don't support Virgil van Dijk FC, Alisson FC when it comes to clean sheets. If Alisson needs a rest and Kelleher needs to step in, then that's what happens from now on. And I think Klopp's got to do that. I think he's been forced to do that with losing Fabinho and Henderson and seeing that, can't just rely on a set of 11 and then wait for the others to jump in if someone gets an injury. No, let's rotate. So you see in April and May when we're usually burnt out and we're struggling to get over the line, we're fit and roaring to go because everyone's played their part to get us there.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Talk about world-class footballers. Mo Salah. I said it on the Gals channel earlier. I said Mo Salah's the best player in the Premier League right now, in my opinion.
Who's disputing that?
Well, everyone. People still think Salah's overrated. He will never get his desserts. Will Mo Salah break the assist record this season? Because I think he might.
So what is it? It's 20s the assist record, right?
Yeah.
I said this on Coppish the other day. Henry did 2020, didn't he, in a season? Yeah. 20 goals, 20 assists.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Mohamed Salah. And if
21,
he does it, Arsenal fans, we're going to have a real conversation at the end of the season.
Yeah.
We're going to have a real conversation.
That convo. Look, I think, doesn't Salah beat Henry for goals in Europe as well?
Yeah, a little while ago, I believe.
And I don't know what it is with people in Mo Salah. Liverpool fans obviously love him, but
it's because he doesn't look aesthetically pleasing.
Or is it because if he was South American, would we be saying differently?
No, I think it's to do with aesthetics. When you actually watch him, like even his goal against Lask, it looks awkward, doesn't it? But it still ends up in the back of the net. Whereas you think of someone like a Robin who might have dropped the shoulder and then put it in the top corner. It looks beautiful. But at the end of the day, the net bulges, isn't it? If it crosses the white line, it crosses the white line. It's a goal. And he's the most effective at it.
It's madness to me, this whole on the eye scenario. It really is.
Yeah.
When I watched him come on against Lask, he was such a level above. It was embarrassing. It was like it came on like, right, who's his pub team? Get the ball back. That's his level. He's so good. And when everyone says pleasing on the eye to me is watching a footballer get over 30 goals every single season. That's pleasing on the eye to me. I could have St. Maximin who runs around like Strictly Come Dancing and there's no end product, right? That's more pleasing on the eye to some people, though.
Yeah.
Like running around, dancing around, and zero end product, yeah?
Yeah.
Or would I rather a player who is all about end product? And he's the most creative. Look, not only is he the best goal scoring right winger in the world, he's now the most creative right winger in the world.
Yes.
He's got everything in his game.
He's had this in his bag for ages.
And it's getting better. This is the problem. As he gets older, he's actually getting better as a footballer. It's scary times for other people, and they just got.
And I'll be honest with you, if he keeps up this level, I don't think he goes Saudi in the summer, Jay. I think he might say, "Well, I'm going to give it another run in the Champions League." We may be lucky enough to give him another year.
He's signing a new deal. I'm telling you right now. I've said this already. Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp are signing new deals at the same time.
I'm good for it. I'm good with it.
I've been thinking about this for a while now, and there's a lot of rumours. I don't know if you've seen these rumours about Jurgen.
Yeah, I've seen the Klopp ones, yeah.
And I think there's a bit to it as well, because I think Jurgen's looking at it. He said no to the German national job. And Jurgen did that interview saying about how much he's Liverpool. This is his home now. This is his family, and his family love it. His kids, his wife, everyone, they just absolutely love it. And I look at someone like Jurgen Klopp, who I just don't know where he goes. And this is not me being like,
I think it is Germany. I think it is a German job.
I think the German job is the only job he takes, and then he retires as a manager. But I don't think he feels like he's ready for that. And I think he's looking at this Klopp 2.0, this Liverpool 2.0 thing. We're getting new younger guys in. I don't know how to say this without getting cancelled. He's sort of been backed by the owners, right? You're going to shoot me, right? Because let's face it, he does get what he asks for.
Yeah.
The owner's got this new investment thing today, which is.
And we're very quick to brief the media that this has nothing to do with transfers.
But I don't mind it. I read all about this here, and I read David Lynch's thing of it. And David Lynch is one of the Liverpool journalists who actually goes against FSG.
Yeah,
that's
he's
why people
brilliant.
like him. And even he said, this is actually a good thing that they've done because it helps with the debt in the football club. If it helps with the debt in the football club, then there's more investment than the club can put on the pitch. I just think Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp stay. I don't know why. I can understand why Mo would want to go to Saudi Arabia. I could understand it.
Yeah, of course.
He'd be the king out there. You know what I mean? His feet would never touch the ground. He's getting carried everywhere. You know what I mean? So I can understand why he'd go out there.
He seems like a humble guy, though. He seems like he doesn't really need that.
But I just feel like Liverpool give him a new deal, 400 grand a week. A couple more years added onto his deal.
You reckon 400k?
It's only 50 extra grand.
Yeah, to us.
I think they do it, you know. I think they do it because this new company that are going in with that are taking a minority, they're all about that company is all about helping clear debt in sporting franchises, ain't it? Right. They help with debt clearance. And FSG want to keep the debts very minimal in this football club. And with that, you have more investment to spread elsewhere then. And I just feel like they'll make an exception for Mo. I think our wages are going to start to go up more than people think. I really do. I think Alisson's going to get a new deal. I think Trent's going to get a new deal. I think Virgil's going to get a new deal.
Yeah, Trent. Sorry to ask you a question here, Trent. What's his future? Is it right back or midfield? Because midfielders, we've just said, it's pretty stacked now. Is there even space for Trent in midfield now? Or is he now just going to have to do right back? Or does he move into midfield when Thiago leaves?
I don't think his future's in midfield. I think his future's at right wing.
Right wing?
Yeah. I think his future's at right wing. I think he just goes a little bit more forward in his position than he is now.
Right wing, Jay? As in Salah understudy?
Yeah, but not... I think he'd become a right winger when Salah leaves. I think Trent is Salah's replacement.
No.
And the way I mean that is not... Because I've always said it, for me, Trent's best position right now as a footballer is a right wing back. In a back three, where Trent don't have to worry about the defending as much as a right back because he's got that third defender who can come across and a midfielder who can play alongside him. So he has more freedom in that right wing back area. I just feel like he can maybe play in a right midfield, like as a right midfielder, maybe not as a right winger more, maybe more of a right midfielder, like a right-sided midfielder. Say, I think that'd be more his future. But at this moment in time, he's going to be a right back. And if Trent gets back to the way he used to be a few years ago, playing right back, I can take some of the mistakes he does, be fair, because what he gives us going forward at his best. I've said it for time now. I've watched Reece James many, many times, and he makes a lot of defensive mistakes. We
don't watch Reece.
He makes it. I mean, go back to the first game of the season, Liverpool Chelsea.
Yeah,
Reece James' fault is that we scored. He was nowhere in the picture. He weren't defending. If that's Trent, that's pictured up and it's thrown everywhere, and everyone talks about it. I don't think Reece James is actually much of a better defender than Trent. I just feel like he played in more defensive teams than Trent did.
I think he's a better one-on-one defender, but in terms of positional wise and all the other stuff,
I don't think there's much difference. I don't think there's much difference positional. It's just an agenda everyone runs with. But yeah, Trent's future for me under Jurgen Klopp is at right back. But if we can get Trent in this team, playing alongside this midfield right now, and keep him there, and the structure gets better, and that spine gets better, and Trent will go back to the way he used to be. He'll make a few mistakes, as everyone does. They'll get highlighted because that's just the way it is. But then he'll still get 12 assists every season and ball out in that position. So I'm not worried about Trent. But what I will say, Trent should not start against Tottenham.
No, definitely not.
And I don't think he will either. I think
Gomez deserves to keep his spot.
I think Gomez didn't start yesterday because of that reason. I think
Gomez has to start that game.
Gomez in form. Why take him out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why take him out? Right, let's go to the next subject. Right, guys. You think I've got some wild takes? Take this one. In my honest opinion, I've looked at everything this season so far. I've looked at all the teams, benches, squads, and all that. Right now, I actually believe Liverpool Football Club in 2023-2024 season has the second best squad in the league. And my reasoning for that, in my opinion, we have the best forward line and forward depth in the league. And midfield, we've already spoke about that today. There's depth off the bench now. That's as good as any other depth off the bench in any other teams. And I know everyone's then going to go, I'll talk about the defence in a minute. Let's talk about the goalkeepers. Alisson's the best in the world. And Kelleher's a fine number 2. Right? Then the back line. Virgil's still a good defender. Konate's he's still a very good defender with loads of potential. Joe Gomez, as we've seen, when he's actually in form, is a good defender. Can do a job. Robbo, Tsimikas, Trent. What knocks the defensive side of this team down is not actually the individual players, it's the way we play.
Yeah.
That highlights sometimes where we make defensive mistakes. But if you go back and look at games, we're not as defensive bad as people make it out to be. When I look at all the players available, I look at Arsenal because I know everyone brings up Arsenal now after one good year. Arsenal's depth, I don't think it's as good as Liverpool's. I really don't. Man City don't have the same amount of depth as Liverpool, but they have better footballers, so they have the better squad. You know, look at City. Look at the team City put out last night. Look at the bench City had the other day. You know, but they got the best squad because they got the better footballers all round, and they keep them fit. I think what gets Liverpool, why many people might go against this argument, is because Liverpool's injuries. When Liverpool have 12 to 13 injuries at a time, of course the squad's going to look bare because you've got 13 players out of it.
Yeah.
But when this team's fit, you've got to think of it like that. When this team's fit and the whole team's together, I mean, I'm looking at Thiago, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Stefan Bajcetic. It's a tasty midfield. Look at that forward line. Look at our goalkeepers. The defenders ain't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. It's more of the system letting the defenders down.
All right. Goalkeepers, I'm with you because Man United's a shambles. Chelsea ain't great. City's are good. I still think Ederson as a goalkeeper doing the bread and butter of what a goalkeeper is meant to be doing, which is saving, I think can leave a lot to be desired. But he is a very good goalkeeper and he's fantastic for Man City's system as well. Arsenal have got 2 very good goalkeepers.
Well, Ramsdale.
So
is Ramsdale much better than Kelleher?
I've said this. I'm
being honest here. I know Arsenal.
No, I've said this. I just don't need Arsenal fans coming for me.
But Ramsdale, Arteta said it himself. Ramsdale is not good enough for Arsenal for Arteta to get Arsenal where they want to be. That's why he's gone and got Raya. Yeah. When I watch Ramsdale, and I've said this so many times, I think Ramsdale's a good goalkeeper, and that's it. Just a good goalkeeper, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
A lot of his saves are camera saves where he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Right. He's not got great positioning. He doesn't move his feet well. That's why he has to, dive when a shot straight at him, and on the media go, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" And Alisson just does that.
Yeah.
That's the levels. And I look at Kelleher, and I don't. If you gave Kelleher 2 years in Arsenal's goal, and Arteta let Kelleher do what Ramsdale's done, just get comfortable, learn in that position. We don't going to see, we don't think you're there yet, but we believe in you. I don't think there'd be much difference. Really
I think Kelleher would be better personally. So goalkeeper, I'm good with saying it's us. Defense, I think our fullback situation may call it a little bit into question. However, I look around so Walker and Rico Lewis is good, but you could argue that Trent and Gomez as a pair is probably better slightly than Walker and Rico put together. Reece James and Gusto. Don't know much about Gusto, so can't say. And James is injured a lot.
Yeah.
Arsenal have got Tomiyasu, Timber, and Ben White. Probably say they probably have the best depth at right back when everyone's fit.
Well, Ben White's really a centre back, isn't he?
He is, but he's done really well out at right back.
But you can say Ben White's a bit like Joe Gomez.
Yeah, precisely. So centre back depth, I think Man City takes that.
Oh, they take it in Europe.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Left back, Robbo and Tsimikas. I know Chris Brack still might be in the chat, so I'll be careful what I say, but I'm good with that. Off the top of my head, I can't think. I mean, Zinchenko and I was going to say Tierney. They haven't even got Tierney anymore, have they? So Zinchenko and isn't the Polish centre back who can also play left back as well. Kiwior or something like that.
Kiwior, yeah.
Midfield, I think we beat most teams. Again, it's the DM position, though. You look at City with Rodri and Arsenal with Rice and Partey.
Rice is overrated.
I love Rice.
I like Rice. I think you and me are one of the ones that always spoke about Declan Rice.
Yeah,
but
like
this
Rice
season,
would have been my first choice.
I don't think Declan Rice has been that good this season. I don't.
He isn't, but I think that's down to Arteta tampering too much.
Every time I watch Declan Rice, he's passing it sideways or backwards. He's not.
Yeah, that's not his game. He's so much more than that.
Last week when they were doing Tottenham Arsenal combined 11s, I said Basuma walks over Rice right now.
Oh yeah, Basuma walks over everyone in the league right now.
I think Basuma, apart from Rodri, Basuma's the best.
Yeah. Let me not disrespect Rodri. Rodri is an absolute G at football. Attacking, I think it's between us and City. Now, they've got Grealish, Doku, Haaland, Foden, and Alvarez. That's pretty formidable.
That is.
I think that might just pip ours, if I'm going to be honest. Because Haaland and Salah are the two main.
Grealish does nothing for City. No, I said this last season, and some City fans.
Grealish is special, Jay.
I think Grealish didn't do anything last season to help City win a treble. I don't think he got involved enough.
Grealish?
I don't think he has enough output. I literally don't think he has enough output.
The assist before the assist.
I think if Foden played left wing all season, they would have still won a treble.
Nah, shall I tell you who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Lallana in terms of his stats didn't look phenomenal. But when you watch the game and you see that he might be the assist or the pre-assist to the assist.
Yeah, I don't rate that. I've never. I mean, I found him in Coppish a couple of years ago, didn't I?
Yeah,
I've always never rated Jack Grealish like that. I've always said James Maddison's the better footballer at the two when it's always compared.
In terms of overall, I think Grealish is a better footballer, but I think Maddison gets you a higher output.
And I want output, man.
No, I hear it. This is why me and Drift used to go back and forth on it all the time because he prefers Maddison to Grealish. And if we had ever got one out of the two, I'd never have moaned which one we didn't get because I'd understand the decision either way. But I think City have got the best depth there. Attacking wise from the other clubs, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, and Nketiah runs us close, but I think ours is still better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I don't think it's as far-fetched as a. Yeah,
I think we've either got second, at worst, we've got the third best squad. Yeah. So that poses a question then. What happens if we finish below third?
Well, then words have got to be said, in my opinion. That's why I think we should be title challenging this year. I just look at it like you're saying with the attack there. If we go star attacker for star attacker with City, so Haaland and Salah, Alvarez and Jota, is there a lot in it? I'm being truthful here. Let's go star boy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a tough.
Jota and Alvarez.
Here's the thing.
Is there a lot in it?
Jota's got more experience, but Alvarez is phenomenal.
Luis Diaz, Jack Grealish.
Depends what you want from your winger.
And who at City's doing what Gakpo does?
I mean, they've got Doku. I'd say Doku.
Yeah, but can he be
I
versatile?
mean, we've got Nunes as well. We've got Nunes as well.
Darwin Nunes, for goodness sake. Well, I believe has got a massive ceiling and got so much potential.
Would you say Nunes is better? Would you say Nunes is better than Alvarez, though?
That's why I put Jota there, so I didn't have to have this conversation.
Yeah, it's a techie one, isn't it? We'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll leave it.
We'll leave it. Jota and Alvarez as the combination is because I think Jota and Alvarez playing times might be equal.
Maybe.
Because I think I think Liverpool's best front three is Darwin, Salah, and Diaz, and Gakpo and Jota are the bench boys.
I think Diaz is better than Doku.
Yeah, I mean Doku, like all this, like people are looking at Doku. He's had a couple of good games against nobodies, and yeah, I like Doku. I think he's a good player. We was after him when he was a kid, and I think he's a good footballer. And I think if Pep Guardiola sees something in him, he's obviously a talent. So I think it's very close. If you run it player for player, you know, Salah and the machine for City, they're the two star strikers. Alvarez and Jota are very similar. And I don't think, and then a Darwin who runs in behind. See, I think it's close, man. I think it's.
This is the way you separate, though, Jay.
Yeah.
If City were to lose Haaland right now for the rest of the season, do you still think they challenge for the league?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I do.
I think all their goals go through him right now, and I think they'd have to. The reason I think that,
but Pep's a genius at doing that. As much as I hate Pep, he's the guy to do that.
He is a genius, but I think it does take. Look, we know Haaland gets 40 to 50 goals a season. So if Haaland gets injured tomorrow and he don't play again this whole season, they're taking 40 goals out of their team.
All right. So what happens if we lose Salah as well? Do we challenge for the title?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm being fair here.
I think they've got a way better chance than we have if we lose Salah.
They'd have to play Alvarez up front all season. And then who's behind Alvarez? Who's next in now after Alvarez? Where Liverpool could play Jota or Gakpo in that number 9 position, or Darwin.
No, but that's the thing. Who plays in Salah's position if Salah gets injured?
Szoboszlai.
But we lose so much midfield if we do that. And we lose so much from Szoboszlai.
Don't know. Or we just change formation. We play 4-4-2.
Could do that.
Yeah. And we just change formation.
Do you see us doing that, though?
Well, I'd put a gun to his head and make him do
it.
But I think that's where we look at it with Haaland and Salah. Because they're exceptional at what they do for their clubs. If you take either one of them out, there is going to be a little bit of a drop. Because Alvarez is a tremendous footballer. I rate Alvarez highly. But either Alvarez, who's their number 9? With Liverpool, Darwin's their number 9. If Darwin's not doing it, you can put Gakpo there. If the Gakpo's not doing it, you can put Jota there. Where City don't quite have that. So I think Haaland actually might be a bigger miss for City than Salah would be for Liverpool.
I don't know.
It's ifs and buts, though. It's very...
Are we saying it's Liverpool City again this season, bro? Run it back again for the 4th time?
If Liverpool come out of these 2 away games against Spurs and Brighton with 4 points...
Run it up, yeah.
I think it's going to be between Liverpool and City. And the reason I say that, and this is not a diss Arsenal, because I think Arsenal are a very good side, and Arteta's done a great job there. I don't think Arsenal have improved their team, though. I don't think Arsenal have improved their team. I think the Havertz signing is going to be what he lives and dies on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Jorginho's that great. He can't move. I'd have Curtis Jones over Jorginho.
Yeah.
Right now. Arsenal, Eddie Nketiah, if Gabriel Jesus is a great player. Don't put the ball in the back of the net enough.
Yeah.
They're wearing Saka down right now.
Yeah.
Saka is like getting worn out. Martinelli, I think, is their best forward, in my opinion. I've always said this. I think Martinelli's Arsenal's best forward. Trossard's a little diamond of a player. They've got good players there. I just feel like Jurgen Klopp knows how to go toe to toe with Pep, and that's the difference. And Klopp's got that experience factor. He's done it in the Premier League a few years now with Pep. He's run City as close as anyone. I mean, Arsenal didn't even end City close last season.
No, they didn't.
City won the league on 89 points.
Yeah.
It tells you
they
everything.
Could never do that with us.
If City had 89 points against a Liverpool team competing against them, Liverpool champions.
All 3 times.
Yeah, it has to be 90 plus points because of the way Liverpool drive at City. I think if you put Pep Guardiola in a room tonight and go, who's the team you fear the most?
Yeah, it's us. Of course it is.
I think he still says Liverpool personally. But
Liverpool's
these 2 away fixtures are going to tell me where Liverpool are at.
I think January is big as well. If we can navigate January without Salah, and if we can bring in at least one player, just one player like we've been doing in the previous January windows, whether that's a centre-back or a DM or a winger, because I still think we're a winger short. I know we've got great depth up to. I still think we're an out-and-out winger short. I love Ben Doak, but give the kids a chance to develop without putting pressure on him.
Yeah, leave Ben Doak be, man. He's a kid, isn't he?
But if those are the 3 positions, if we can fill those positions by this time next summer, then this time next year, I'm going to be screaming, I want a quad.
I like what we're doing. I like the business we're doing at the moment. We're getting these younger players in with quality. Do you think we go again in January? Do you reckon we bring someone in? So what is it? Gakpo and Diaz in the last 2 Januaries.
Yeah, I think the club likes the January. Yeah, I think the club likes the January window. I think we get a centre back or a DM in the January window.
The DM thing, man, it's all we're missing.
Do you know what? No, I take that back. I think we get a centre back.
Do you think?
Because I don't think there'll be a DM unless it is definitely Andre who we want. I don't think there's going to be a DM that's available already for us, unless we go down the Kone route, for example.
I mean, obviously that Andre guy is going. That's the news, ain't it?
Yeah.
At the moment, I don't know about you, Kel. I've not even watched any.
Never.
Some people really rate him. I was listening to some journalists from Brazil talking about him, saying he's a very good footballer. He's very much apparently he's Thiago-like. So
yeah, but that's not a DM though, is it?
No, and that's more of a controlling sort of midfielder where we've got controlling midfielders, you know.
Yeah.
I'd like if he's don't get me wrong, Andre's a very good footballer and he's a good price.
Yeah,
get him.
But
I want good players at our football club. I don't care if we've got a lot of them, just get these good players in our football club. But I do think we are one. If we had a world-class DM right now,
we're winning it.
Literally sit here right now and go, we're going to run City extremely close.
Oh, I'd sit here with chest and I'd say we're winning it.
Because I think if you look at our midfield, quality DM that can release a McAllister, that can let Szoboszlai still do his thing, that can let Gravenberch come on as well, that can let Curtis Jones come on, that can let Steffen come on, Harvey, and rotate in that midfield area, keep it fresh.
Cook.
It's just, and that's why I was saying about the second best squad, because I look at all the squads, and I think all the squads in the Premier League have all got issues in certain areas of their team. Like certain areas in their team. You know, you look at City, they've got it almost. The thing with City, they don't get injuries really. Kevin De Bruyne always gets injured occasionally.
Bernardo's got an injury now as well, so maybe it's catching up.
We're going to see what City are like now. They've got no Rodri, no De Bruyne.
No Silver as well. Ooh.
Yeah, and I've always said we talked about Haaland earlier, but we ain't seen what a City team's like without Rodri for a while. And Calvin Phillips has played 5 games for City, and he's lost 3 of them.
Yeah.
In his last 5, he's just not. I mean, we talk about player off the bench. You know, Rodri's up here, and you know, and Phillips.
I'm really surprised they didn't go back in for. I think they could have got Douglas Luiz on quite a cheap deal because he came through their academy. I'm surprised they didn't go back in for him. He's a player I take at Liverpool for that DM spot.
Yeah, weren't we linked with him earlier in the summer?
Were. Arsenal were linked with him not summer gone, the summer before as well. Douglas Luiz, I just think it'll be hard to get him out of Villa now. He seems to really love Villa, and they've got good money at Villa as well. They don't really need to sell to buy or anything like that.
Is he still with his missus?
Yeah, I think he is as well. She plays for the women's team, innit?
Bring her along.
But no,
Well,
like, yeah, I'm all right with it. Like, you got as you. I think me and you spoke about Ugarte would have been my dream signing in the summer.
Yeah, big up K-Mac in the chat. I know you wanted him as well.
Yeah, big up K-Mac, by the way, as well. But yeah, he would have been a dream. Declan Rice would have been my absolute dream, but I knew we were never going to spend that sort of money, and he had his heart set on staying in London, from what I heard as well.
I don't think Declan Rice would have suited us.
Oh, I do. I think he would have been perfect.
I don't know.
I think Klopp would have loved Declan.
I like Declan Rice. I always rated him as a player. How long have you and me rated Jarrod Bowen for?
Oh,
right? I think Jarrod Bowen's a fabulous little footballer.
He is. He's just not fashionable.
I've always said it. I'd like Jarrod Bowen in that squad coming off the bench.
Oh my God.
When people talk about Jarrod Bowen, like, you can't have him as a Salah replacement, and no one's saying that. I just like him in the squad. I think Jarrod Bowen, for an English player, he never gets his due.
He doesn't even get called up for the England squad, does he?
I know, and I think of players that get ahead of him, and I think this is Matt. How's he not getting a cap? Because he's their best attacker by a country mile.
Yeah, has been for a while.
Yeah, if I'm Liverpool, though, look, there's two midfielders Liverpool should be interested in the summer. Bruno Guimaraes.
Never happened.
Apparently loves Newcastle, but make sure he had £100 million release clause.
Yeah, well, we ain't paying 100 million. I'll go on. Are you going to say the second one?
And then Paquetá's the other one.
Oh, Jamie, he's special, in it.
And I watched him against us, and he was the man of the match. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he is the most Jurgen Klopp midfielder I've ever seen in my life.
If he went to City this summer, it's done.
Yeah, thank God he was betting.
Oh my! But that's the only problem. He might get a really long. Considering what's happened to Tony, they might really make an example out of it.
Where if they don't, and they forget about it. Forget about it, the Premier League. I'm telling you, Liverpool should be all over him. I just can't
be honest though. You see Paquetá.
Paquetá in that midfield.
He's become but he's a player we could have got.
Yeah, I rate
him before to West Ham.
I didn't really rate him as much before he went.
I didn't know he had this to him
because I didn't know he had this side of his game. His aggression, his work rate. It's his work rate.
Yeah.
I always look at players. They might be fancy. They might have all the skill in the world. They ball out all the time. But when it comes down to it, have they really got that heart and work rate in them? And I look at Paquetá and I look at him and think, he's got it all, man. He's a West Ham have got a little gem. West Ham have done good business this summer. They have. Football. They've got a new director of football in, ain't they? And he's got a great eye for talent.
He's been brilliant. Dare I say it? Paquetá might be one of the best individual performances I've seen from an opposition player at Anfield in my lifetime.
Yeah, man, he was everywhere, wasn't he? I've never seen anything like it.
Him and here's a throwback. Him and Abu Diaby. Remember Diaby back in 2012?
Yeah, he was a good
player.
Oh
my goodness.
He was a good player. He was another one. But he got injuries a lot, didn't he?
Yeah, bad ankles. Got taken out a lot. Got fouled really bad a lot, actually.
Yeah. It's like, who's the Tottenham boy? Former Tottenham player. He left a few years back. He was under Poch.
Wanyama?
Was he Belgium or French or whatever it was?
Oh, Dembele. Oh, he is brilliant.
There was
could
player,
not get the ball off him, could you?
He was a brick wall. That's the sort of defensive-minded footballer we need. Something like that. Oh, Cal's gone. But that's the sort of midfielder we need, guys. Big up to everyone in chat. G, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well, G. We'll get you back on the channel soon. Big up Honesty Alexander, Justin. Hope you're doing well, guys. Big up Aaron in the chat as well. Yeah, these players, man. They're awesome footballers. But Cal, before we finish up, what do you think our season's going to be? How do you reckon our season's going to go? Because I'm looking at it and thinking we should give the Europa League the best chance we possibly can.
Yeah.
Because it's a trophy. Look, I want to win trophies. I want to keep our trophy hole higher than Man United. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I want to keep it running. I'd love to win the Europa League, run in a domestic cup, and try and challenge City. I think we're a year early. I think next year, with another window, and these players adapting to the club more after 12 months, I think we really go next season. No excuses. But I say top 3 finish and a domestic cup or a Europa League. And I think that I call that a good year after what happened last year.
So I'm going to go a step further. I think a top 3 finish, Europa, and a domestic cup. I think that's achievable, personally.
Yeah, I mean, especially this League Cup. This League Cup.
No City in there now. It's up for grabs.
And I find the League Cup extremely entertaining as well.
Yeah, same.
I watch it. The FA Cup sometimes bore me because you have replays, and I don't know anyone who likes a replay.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it, so the lower teams to make a bit of money.
Yeah.
What I think you should do, instead of having that now, I think if Prem teams face a lower team and they don't have a replay, they just reimburse them some money.
Yeah.
Help them out financially.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how you do it.
And then you get rid of, and that's how you get rid of the replay. So the lower teams still get, or you just give the chunk of the TV rights to the lower league team because you don't really need it.
Yeah.
And keep them up financially and keep the monopoly in football going, the pyramid in football going, and get rid of replays. Because what I like about the League Cup, it's a 90-minute game, go straight to penalties.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's fun.
I love the League Cup. And Europa League, look, we're in it. Might as well try and win it.
It's not going to be easy, but we can win it.
We're going to walk the group. I mean, there's no that
better
group.
Bloody walk the group.
That group.
Better bloody walk the group.
That group's shocking. But what irritates me, Cal, when I watched the Champions League draw and I saw how dead it was,
we could have won that as well.
I'm like, if we were in that this season,
we could have been. Last season was the biggest drop of a ball for so many reasons.
Yeah. It's mad. I look at the Champions League now and I'm like, who's stopping City?
Yeah, no.
Maybe Madrid, maybe Real Madrid because of their heritage, their midfield. Real Madrid have probably got the best midfield in Europe. So maybe Real Madrid will be the only team because of their midfield.
Bayern maybe because of Kane.
Bayern because they got Harry Kane.
But that's it. Those are the only two. Everyone else ain't got a chance.
I just look at that Champions League draws and I'm looking at it and thinking, oh my God, how have we dropped the ball? Because if we was in one of them groups, I'll be looking at it and thinking, with our heritage, and the way we play in Europe, I'm like this, you know. As long, we don't play a Madrid or a Bayern Munich or a City till later on.
We're laughing.
We're laughing. That's why that last season is such a. That's why me and Cal were going at Klopp last season because. This is before we go. This is basically what me and Cal, especially I speak for myself. The way I love Jurgen Klopp, and so does Cal. But speaking for myself, the reason I was so irritated by Jurgen last season is because he did make mistakes.
Yeah, he got complacent.
He got complacent. He got a bit arrogant with the players that he already had, thinking he couldn't really get better. Then he realised he made a mistake that was too late.
Yeah,
and. He didn't look like he liked football last season either. Yeah. He looked like he fell out of love with football and he didn't want to be part of it. And that's what irritated me because I know that's not Jurgen and he can do so much better. Then you go to this season, he got the players in that he wanted. He looks fresh. He's playing the way we want to play again. And that's the Jurgen I know. And that's what irritated me about last season. And when people come at me or come at Cal when we have these discussions because we're bringing up actual factual comments that people might not want to go against. And these are the reasons. Look at this season and last season. You know, Klopp just lost his hunger for a year. It happens. It happens to all of us, and he's got it back this season. That's why we were so irritated, weren't it, last year?
Facts.
And look, if Klopp's happy and Klopp's happy, Liverpool playing better. But me, we still got the best. We got the best manager around.
Yeah,
we've got the best manager around, and he does bits for us. So you're not getting me being negative when there's nothing to be negative about. Don't you worry about that. Right, on that note, guys, we're going to leave it there.
Jamie, it's been a pleasure, my bro.
Yeah, big up. Thank you very much for joining me today, man.
No, thank you for having me, man.
It's only my third video after a 2-week hiatus, and that little break it done me a world of good actually, because I was getting burnt out. To be fair,
Mm.
I was getting proper burnt out, and yeah, I needed that little break, and I feel I'm back now. Liverpool are back. I'm back. Everything. The stars are aligned.
Yeah.
The moon and the earth are aligned. Everything's perfect. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. I can't wait for it. Cal, what have you got coming up on Coffee Stream?
I've got a preview in a couple of minutes for Spurs. Then tomorrow, what's it? It might be, call-in show tomorrow. Saturday, Spurs. Sunday may have a break, and then back on Monday night live, and then the week starts.
And make sure you get over to Coppish, guys, for a good weekend of football there. And over here, guys, we've got Alan Clark on the channel tomorrow talking Liverpool Spurs. So make sure you're over here watching that, guys. A match preview for that. And then obviously we've got the watch along Saturday evening. And yeah, it should be good. It should be good. So make sure you're going and subscribing to Coppish if you haven't already. You should go and do that right now. Go and follow Cal on Twitter and all that. Make sure you're following Cal and all the Coppish crew over there. We've got to get Matt and Drifty over here as well.
Yes, we do. We need to get you back on Coppish as well. Yeah,
anytime, man. I'm always available now. Give the wife a sleeping tablet. She don't know what's happening. We're all good. All right, guys. On that note, big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me and Cal. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you again soon, guys.